And we're back. Well, we patched up this walkway. There's still some spots that could be used, cleaned up, fixed. This is it for now. Got this little gap over here filled. These redstones seem to be pretty tough on the brick saw. Fill it with the stone and add some sand. Put those in. And that sand will settle after a while. We'll add more sand. I'm sure there's a lot more spots that need it, but we had fun with the brick saw. Here's the grand walkway. Turns out these stones are from Alabama, probably North Alabama, up there at Sand Mountain. They have a tan color, very similar to stonework up in Crossville, Tennessee. Kind of tan with some red. They were just as tough as the red bricks to cut. Anytime you got circles, got lots of cuts. And you see we've added this plastic border. Pull up a stone, take a spike that down into the dirt. This is plastic and the spikes are plastic so they don't rust. Then move the border down, tucking it under the stones, and then add another spike. You know, skip 2 stones and add a spike and keep moving. And then add sand. And it bends pretty good. Bend it around. The main thing is to get that transition between these stones and the red stones. You want 1/16 to 1/8. Quarter high or low is not good. So you got to pull the stones up, dig underneath, or add some sand, and put a straight edge over between the two of them and make sure that it's not a trip hazard. So that's kind of the critical spot of the grand walkway. Trim around this light pole. Add sand. The sand will it'll go down over the days. We got rain tomorrow, so some of it's gonna not wash off, but it'll keep going down, and we'll come back and add some more. Here I've not added sand or the border. Here's that plastic border. Pretty flexible. You take a spike at the beginning, probably up under this stone when I keep going, and then tuck it in underneath. It'll just hammer in. Okay, that's backwards. Yeah, technically you're supposed to mount your border and fill between the border with your pavers, but we like to do things backwards. There's a spike. It's a 10-inch plastic, and it gives it lateral strength on that border. Pavers are holding it down, and the spike keeps the pavers from pushing it laterally. So we'll continue with that after our rainstorm. Now down here we didn't finish up. We're kind of running out of these big pavers. And what I'll do here is, where's my stick? What I'll do here is I'll pull these up and rearrange them so that we're coming about, well, we're gonna notch around that post and then go straight towards our little patio area, our little picnic area. Now, we're not going to get the wet saw for all this. I'll use my angle grinder with the diamond blade, and it'll be a little dusty mess, but we don't have many cuts. Just around this post, we'll cut some of these and round around it and come down, headed that way with a couple of rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, and use up what I've got here. And what's left down towards the patio area, we'll fill that in with those little pavers, so like the brown ones out there, and we'll make a little landing or something to join these to the patio area. Again, there'll be, if you got a curve, you're gonna have some cuts, so we'll use our little angle grinder. You can score the top of the stone, flip it over, score the other side, and whack it with a hammer, and it should break. And clean up your edges with the clean up your edges. So somewhere in here we'll end with these big stones, and we'll finish up with these little pavers and make some sort of area of these brown ones joining the grand walkway to our little patio area. In the patio area, we've got some sand in there. Like I said, the sand will settle over time, and we'll add some more, broom it in. Now, I don't know if you can see this, but I'll show you. See that pencil mark? That pencil mark, what we did, this is the seat. We picked up the seat and we set it down here, and we measured from the pedestal to the seat. It's about 15 inches. Made some marks, and with those marks, I think the seat is 12 inches wide. Anyways, with those marks, it give me a reference for putting the supports down of 1, 2, 3, 4 supports. And I think on the bottom of this, I'll drill a hole, and we've got that special glue. But I think what I'll do is I'll cut some rebar, drill a hole up underneath, and run that rebar up into the support and down, either into a paver or pull a paver out and run mortar. And I've got this other stuff, some anchor cement up into this. So when I set this down, it at least has a piece of steel to keep it from being pushed. The weight of the seat and everything is gonna probably keep it in place. And then I have some brackets that I'll tap in, Tapcons screws. I'll screw the bracket in here. It'll come up and come out, and I'll screw it up into the seat. So our next stage here is to mount these supports. We've got 4 of them. We'll mount these supports on our little paver patio. Then pick up that seat again and set her down on these supports. Now on these supports, I think what I'll do on the top, since we have that special glue, is drill some holes, blow the dust out, maybe add some concrete adhesive, let that dry. That's that primer stuff. Then put our goop on there, our magic concrete adhesive, and set the seat down on it. Those little holes will help give it some grip. And the weight of the seat, it took 3 of us to move it, so I don't think it's going to go anywhere. It's going to be a test. Then after the seat is on, we come over here and put the tabletop on the pedestal. And the pedestal, like I said, I'm going to put 4 brackets, 1, 2, 3, 4 bracket mounts to the side, comes out this way. Once the top's on there, I'll run a Tapcon up into the tabletop. Just a little added support. So that's our little outdoor patio picnic area. Homeowner's gonna buy an umbrella that goes down there. That's about 12 inches down. I hope that's enough for an umbrella so it doesn't blow off. Well, that's your update. We'll carry on. We've got rain tomorrow. Let's go do something else. This is a grand walkway with our little plastic border. Let's see, next video, I think I'll show you the layout over here when we get done with this and show you what that's going to look like. Also, I'll show you how I cut these with my little side grinder. 4-inch side grinder, diamond blade, lots of dust. It'll be a good one. And we'll make our cuts and we'll lay this out. Wrap it with border. Throw some sand in the cracks. This sand here is pretty coarse. It has little pebbles in it. It's kind of a dark brown Fort Lauderdale sand. It's not that pure white sugar sand you get in Panama City Beach, Fort Walton Beach, Destin. That stuff is pure white. We might pick up a bag of play sand at the big box store. It's pure white. And after this stuff, they're having qualifying out here on Memorial. Every day at 5 o'clock there's qualifying. Anyways, after this sand here settles, rain is going to take it down some, movement, temperature changes, that sand will start to go down a little bit, walking on it. And maybe when the whole job's done, we'll lay a layer of the play sand. It's pure white, might give it a grout look. Also, what you could do in the weeks to come, you could take some muriatic acid and wash these stones for the final rinse. I think it would really brighten them up. We'll see how that goes. Okay, part 22 coming up. Coastal Kev out. See ya.